everyone, the WSOP main event has just begun. And thanks to Davide Katai, we're already in for a treat on poker's biggest stage. The Belgian genius from Team Winamax has jumped into his favorite tournament with fire in his eyes. At a table full of unfamiliar faces, he's challenged almost every opponent and taken down this opening round in style, with his stack climbing from 60,000 to 85,000. The blinds haven't even gone up yet. We're still at 100-200. So with more than 400 big blinds in front of him, our hero is ready to keep the ball rolling. Come on, Dav, strike while the iron's hot.
Nine, 10. All right, we're seven-handed. It doesn't change much. I'm going to keep opening. This guy on the button looks really loose passive though. These two players are a bit looser than the rest. They're playing a few more hands than the other players at the table. It's really a rainbow flop with no draws. I'm going to c-bet really small. If they haven't hit, they're going to fold. One of these players plays fit or fold. He overplays a bit on the button, so he can call with marginal hands too. It would be good if I improved a bit so I could double barrel. Ah, perfect. The 8 of clubs is a nice card. It allows me to bet big and fold out his ace deuce, ace 6 suited, pocket 3s, pocket 4s, pocket 5s. I'm going to bet bigger on this card. However, if he calls me, he often has a jack.
Bet 1,600.
He calls quite quickly, probably a jack. It would be nice to improve. Come on, 7 or queen one time. Let's go, I'm running good. Awesome. Yeah, I'm running good. On the 7, I might have opted for a check raise. On the queen, he could have jack queen, for example. He could have slow played sets too. I'm torn between check raising or betting really big. I think against this type of player it's better to bet big because I can get called by jacks. He can definitely hero call hands like jack 10.
75.
Alright, a small overbet, that's perfect. Yeah, he snap calls. Awesome.
No, straight.
Wow, awesome. He's a bit tilted. He called quickly again, which makes me regret not having check raised. Maybe he really had a strong hand. Then again, he can also call quickly with a hand like 10 jack.
Where are you from?
Belgium.
How do you say money in Belgium? Because when that queen comes, that's the word you were saying.
We say money.
You say money? Money. Good one.
I'm feeling great at this table. Plus I'm hitting. This level 1 is such a blast. Hopefully the whole day goes like this.
How old are you?
Me? 23.
23. You already played the main event or is it
Last year.
last year?
This young guy didn't look to me like he was the required 21 yet. He's 23, he's already played the main event. These are useful bits of information that will come in handy. Ace Jack, it's a strong hand. I could squeeze here. In a regular tournament, I would have rather opted for a squeeze. But here I prefer to call, keep the dominated hands in. The button is a bit too loose.
4 players.
I can win big pots by hitting top pair. There we go, top pair.
$1,300.
Bet 1,300.
There he bet. I'm not quite sure how to interpret it. Of course he's going to c-bet a lot. He can really have weaker hands. Here it's a choice between raising or just calling. Raising doesn't accomplish much, I don't think. I don't want to play super big pots with top pair. There are still quite a few hands that beat me.
You want me to change him? Maybe?
I got it. 37.
You got
I
it?
often have the best hand, but I'm not sure there's any value in betting again. In re-raising here. If he bets again, it might worry me a bit. He's the only one who has over pairs in his range. There he checks, that's a good sign. However, him on the button, I'm still beating him often.
Check around.
There he checks. I have the best hand every time. The river is amazing. I have the best hand every time. Plus the draws missed. I clearly need to value bets.
36.
Bet
Alright, I'm going to bet 2/3 of the pot. I definitely think they can hero call me on this board. Come on. Pay me off. I think they've got a little something they're going to call. They'll put me on a straight draw. I really have a bit of a dodgy image. Come on, there we go. He's a calling station. He'll call. Yeah, that wins. I really played the hand like a coward, but whatever. There's no shame in being a
I
coward.
had 8-9 of spades there, you know. I don't hit it like you'd hit it.
It's perfect. It's really
Yeah.
getting value from my hands. That's the right strategy here at this kind of table.
raise 600.
Le champion du monde.
Ça va, mon ami?
Ah ouais. J'étais sûr que t'allais gagner.
Ah,
J'ai vu un 12 lèvres, je me suis dit.
Hein?
En plus, ils avaient l'air mauvais tous là.
Non, mais après, tu joues vraiment les stacks des. Tu sais, parce que les gens ils disent oui, les blindes. En fait, ça comptait pas les blindes, ça comptait les stacks des autres. Si tu dis, tu
Comme
vois,
l'average était très bas.
ouais, bah, l'average, j'ai tombé à 16 blindes, 17 blindes,
Ah.
18 max. Après, à 3 lèvres, peut-être c'était un peu plus. Mais...
Ça va?
Ça va bien, ça va bien.
Ça va, tu vas bien?
Ah non, mais c'était une régalade.
Génial.
Magnifique.
Moi, j'étais pas
Ah,
chaud.
en papier, en
C'est quoi on m'a dit que t'avais une blind en heads up.
Non.
C'est pas vrai ça. Je sais pas qui a dit ça.
Ils ont dit que t'avais une dinde en
Ah.
Non, en fait, j'ai démarré les zaps avec un coup que je me suis dit, en fait, le chip leader, il y a 200 millions, l'autre, il a 35, et moi, j'ai 43.
Ouais.
Il open short. L'autre réfléchit énormément,
Ah ouais, t'as call as 9. Et tu le couvrais ou pas?
et je le couvrais le deuxième.
Ah, alors tu dois y aller. C'est ça que j'avais pas cette
C'est
info.
pour ça que je couvre le deuxième, je dis, si je perds, si je perds, je peux rester deuxième, tu vois.
Mmh.
Et si je gagne, je me mets à un niveau heads up. Comme ça, on a commencé à 120.
Non, celui qui était en heads up était moins bon. Ouais.
Giuseppe Zarbo, who won a bracelet in a tournament with over 5,000 players. That's amazing. We don't even know if it's a French or Italian bracelet. I know he has both nationalities. I'll ask him.
So are all the cameras for the, what is it?
Winamax.
Winamax?
Yeah.
That they're fit with?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a poker site in France. Where are you from?
Buffalo, New York.
Buffalo, New York. You meet New York.
It's
New York, it's different. There's New York City, and then
yeah.
you know it's different.
Okay.
Up in Rochester.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah.
Nice.
I got.
That's what I saw. Genesee free mail.
Yeah.
These really are very friendly Americans. I like their mentality. They're always in good spirits. They know how to handle the cards. That said, they're not too dangerous.
Same hand, 3 hands in
Pocket
a row.
sixes. I'm
She's
going to
been
raise.
practicing.
I like these kinds of hands. They can make
Raise
sets.
400.
That's what I want to make, sets.
$16.
Re-raise 1600.
There he squeezes. I think his squeeze range is pretty tight. He can have hands like ace king, ace queen. If I hit a set against him, against a top pair, oh boy, I could bust him. Now I'm obviously going to call. Come on, one time a set.
Three players.
6, 6, 6, 6, 6. Oh dear, that's not a very nice flop.
Bet. 2300.
I've got nothing else to do here. I'm obviously going to fold. No big deal, it's a small pot.
Well, where do we watch ourselves at?
On YouTube.
I don't tell my buddies. On the Winamax YouTube?
Il y a the show called Inside the Mind of a Pro.
Inside the Mind of a Pro.
Yeah,
What do I tell my people to go to? YouTube and type in what?
YouTube.
Winamax?
Or Inside the Mind of a Pro.
Inside the Mind of a Pro.
I'm gonna tell them to. Wow.
But it's gonna be online in a few months. In
yeah.
few months, yeah.
Wait, they're doing a mini documentary on you? That's what this is?
No, it's a show called Inside the Mind of a Pro, and they film
But it's connected to your sponsor.
to the Winamax, yeah.
I wondered, I was like, are we featured? I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
I
it's
was trying to
Raise
sound
to
it out.
400.
Yeah.
First time playing the main, there's
They're
four
intrigued by the
cameras.
show.
I like it.
I know. I do.
They don't know it, which is quite
You know
rare.
what I'm saying? I go
Even
forward,
Americans
there's
these days know this show pretty well.
back and lose the eights,
You all need any rednecks inside the mind of a redneck pro? I'll be one of your all's players. I'm a reality show and
Raise
just myself.
1600.
Follow me around.
That's cool though, I'll definitely check it out.
Yeah, me too.
It's a good show. It's popular.
Oh, the big blind calls. Again, I can hit a set here. I'm obviously going to call. This cutoff is quite aggressive though. He doesn't like playing pots passively. He likes to be aggressive.
I like it. Put
Come
me
on, a
under the
deuce,
lights.
deuce, deuce,
Let
deuce,
me
deuce,
catch a
deuce,
gutter.
deuce, deuce. A deuce here would be nice.
Check.
I've still got a pair. I think this type of player is going to c-bet a lot. He's going to c-bet his ace-king.
Bet 2000.
So however, if he calls, I'm folding. I've got nothing left to do here. If he calls, he often has a pair. However, on my right, he did cold call a 3-bet. I'm interested in this pot.
Check.
35.
Bet 3500.
Tu vois, c'est cool qu'on ait gagné les bracelets.
Le As-9,
Parce que
on voyait pas bien dans le coverage si tu le couvrais ou pas. Je me suis dit, si tu le couvres,
je les couvre.
il faut
C'est lui
call.
qui sort.
Comme il attend qu'une heure, ça t'a aidé.
Je sais qu'il a plus d'as.
Ah.
Et moi, je suis devant avec l'as.
Ah.
Il me dit, la range de l'ouverture,
Ah,
open shop, elle est bonne pour moi. Et
Et s'il gagne au bouton, tu t'en fous. Enfin, c'est pas grave, tu prends la deuxième place, au moins.
tu prends la deuxième place.
Ouais.
Et sinon,
Like the
il
Eagles, I
sort.
take it.
Si l'autre il sort, Moi, je me trouve avec 40 millions contre
No,
240.
Tennessee.
C'est pas la même.
Ah, t'as raison.
I don't like the Titans because they don't try to win.
Bravo.
They just try to make money.
Giuseppe made a
So
big
I
call
can't
yesterday
fucking
for the
pull for him.
bracelet with ace-9 three ways for his entire stack. After that, he won the bracelet. I like to take my mind off things a bit between hands. It's also a strategy I have because it's a long day. It's going to be hard to stay focused all day. The button raises. Here I have ace-queen. I'm probably going to 3-bet.
Anybody on the show?
I've already 3-bet a similar spot, so that's good. I need to do it with my strong hands too.
18.
Anybody in the
Right.
chat?
I've got value. I don't think he's going to fold ace-jack, king-queen. Those kinds of
Somebody
hands.
might like a redneck won't put me in something. Just a sweat.
Never know, right?
Who knows?
Yeah, sorry.
All right, he called. Give me a top pair, an ace or a queen. All right, not bad. A small 1/3 pot, that's standard.
Bet 1200.
Is your first summer out here, or you come out here every summer? First one, and you landed at the main event seats your first summer?
Boy, it was crazy. Ain't not a camera in a joint. They're all right here.
Ace-10, pair of fours.
It's all right.
It's terrible.
There aren't many hands that beat me. Then again, a spade could improve him. Yeah, a spade.
Website.
He could have ace-x of spades. Here, I'm hesitating between betting or checking.
Get me a plug.
I think there's quite a bit of value in betting though. I can get value typically from ace-jack.
This was
27.
my fourth year at Vegas, but my first year out in Vegas, so me and my son just came on a road trip from East Tennessee out here. This is my third year playing in the series.
I think it's better to bet against players who don't bluff much.
Yeah, when my trip got delayed a couple times.
He's got quite a few aces in his range, suited aces in other suits. From his reaction, it doesn't look too much like a flush though. Yeah, perfect.
Plus, like,
A call would have been fine, but it's no big deal that he folded. I'm happy to win this pot. The grind continues.
Because there's not enough shit. Yeah, for
jams like the hijack.
And that's up the Mexico.
Alright, I'm going to fold a bit. I shouldn't overdo it
I don't
either.
know where to go.
I can open a bit wider than theory at this table, but I don't want to overdo it either.
Race 400.
You need quite a bit of patience on day one, taking it easy.
I don't really sports bet, but I have a really good bet, so occasionally.
This player has really lost quite a few hands. 4-6 of clubs. I'm going to defend.
Because he's gonna bet a ton.
He might be a bit tilted.
He makes a huge income of clubs for
In any case, he wants to win some back.
the road for me, like, I smoke weed. It's the only drug I do. I don't
It's a
drink.
nice
I don't
flop.
do other drugs
I have a gut shot. I'm not doing too bad.
on the fucking side. I can't do it. Like,
The turn is nice. The
and
turn
I
is
never
very
long
nice.
enough, like,
This 8 of clubs gives me a double gut shot plus a flush draw.
75K or 100K.
16.
Alright, I'm going to make an overbet here. I've seen he doesn't like
And of
folding.
course, you know what I did with it. Blew it. Yeah, I mean, I
Alright,
kept
he
down
calls
some
pretty
of it, but,
quickly. He
like,
could have a hand like 10 jack.
75K changed my life, to be honest. You know what I mean? Where my bank
I give you 5K.
is right now. But,
You want me to change?
He could have hands like ace-8. I don't really see.
Bet me 10K on one game.
Yeah,
He's never going to have an overpair having checked back the flop. He rarely has very strong hands. His range is kept. If I don't hit, I'll be tempted to bluff on certain cards. Wow, I hit the 7 of clubs. It's also nice because it completes 10 jack. Plus, if he has a hand like ace queen, ace king, that he called with on the turn, a bit like a calling station, he's going to feel obliged to bluff them. I think checking is pretty good in this spot. I could check call or check raise depending on the sizing. Alright, I'm going to check here. He can often bet here. Ah, flush.
Yeah. You sure hit him. 6-4.
He's a bit tilted against me. I understand you're unlucky.
2 good shots.
Yeah.
Double good shots.
He probably had an 8, so I'm not sure he would have called much. Anyway, I could have made a small bet. I like my
I
check
try them
one
hands
on.
and it just don't materialize.
It makes sense.
That kid.
Level 4, level 5.
Yeah.
Running back Rams, yards and touches.
Oh, that one's upside down.
Who's the best receiver on the country?
Plus, it's good they've seen that I check strong hands sometimes and that it won't always be give-ups. That could be useful later on.
I had him that same week.
Yeah.
He
Little
called one
pocket
across like the
aces.
center and
Awesome.
took it like 70 yards or something.
Alright, amazing. I'm gonna squeeze big here.
Wow, it's crazy.
But then the following weekend, we had like an all.
26.
Alright, fantastic.
Kyrie Gibbons hitting the over.
I'm really super active. And there's no reason he should believe me.
It's like he's close.
Give him pocket kings, pocket queens, pocket jacks even. Ace king.
He finally rips a run yards. Like,
Ugh.
I'm done, right? And then it's called back.
Unfortunately, they folded. It's the first pair of aces.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Actually, we'd rather have pocket aces in the coming days.
They control
On day
way
one,
too
it's a
much.
very dangerous hand.
They control way too much. After the
Still,
game,
too
they
bad I didn't
disappear.
get
You
any
never see
action,
them
but it's
again.
not a big deal. Alright, break time. That first level was incredible. Wow, that was amazing. I loved it. I really like my table. I really like my image. I've hit quite a few hands too. It's a very, very good start. 1 over 40,000 in one level. That's amazing. A very good start, a very good image. It needs to keep going. I'm so happy with this start to the day. I feel like nothing can go wrong at this table. I shouldn't be overconfident either. I have to stay concentrated, focused. The break is important to switch off a bit, walk around a bit and clear my head. Because I was really very focused between hands. During hands, like I gave a lot of energy.
Dogs and carne asada, burrito.
Alright, it's starting again. I need to hurry. I really don't want to
All
miss
right,
a
main event
hand.
players, I'll give you about 30 seconds to get back to your seats.
Okay, we're good. 30 seconds. Alright, here we go again. We're off to a good start. Let's keep it up. I'm going to get them.
That priced in maybe all of them off. And I can set my, but if I thought it's got.
All right, players and dealers in the main event, coming back with a 200 small blind, 300 big blind, 300 big blind ante. 2, 3, and 3, shuffle up and deal.
And the big blind is away.
Yeah, that's
I know how you lost $5 now.
Plus those mixed. It's big. Like Hollywood, or the answer is
I can open even wider than planned. This player is taking advantage. From the way he bets, I view this more as a weakness. He's taking advantage of the big blind being away, so I'm going to 3-bet straight away.
17.
Assert myself.
Raise 1700.
He was already opening a bit wide, so here I think he can be even wider. I'm going to 3-bet. He does call quite a bit, but he fiddle folds on the flop, so if he didn't hit, he's going to fold. So it makes money to 3-bet and c-bet on every flop.
$16.
Raise 16.
Alright, perfect. I'm not entirely sure strategy-wise, but you have to adapt. There, the big blind was away, so there you go. It was the first hand back from break. People don't want to get too crazy. And I want to assert myself straight away.
Oh, he has to call.
King, queen, that's a nice hand to open.
Raise 600.
He calls this time. With this profile, when he doesn't 3-bet, we can already rule out premiums or strong hands. I've seen that he's fairly tight aggressive.
You clear?
He would have 3-bet a hand like ace jack, ace queen. So yeah, on this flop I'm probably going to check. He's still got quite a few aces and jacks in his range.
Check round.
Here I could bet small.
1500.
He could put me on a strong hand, he could fold quite a bit, even small pocket pairs. He calls, come on, a 10, boom. The 10, wow, I'm running good. Here I think checking is good.
Check.
I think he's going to value bet all his aces. Plus I'm blocking hands like king jack, king queen. I think he has a lot. He can often have an ace. There we go, he bets. What are the hands that beat me? It's ace 3, ace 10. I think with ace jack, even ace 10, he would have often 3-bet given his profile. So I should raise here. I don't think he's going to be able to fold an ace here. I'm not going to go for a big sizing, but I'm going to raise. It's a good line. Alright, I'm tanking a bit. I got the right image for him not to fold an ace, but sometimes he has a pair of threes too. No, I need to raise here. Anyway, if I raise and he comes back over the top, it's going to be an easy fold. I need to get maximum value. $6,500 is good. It's a small raise, but it's good.
65.
Raise 65.
With that, I'm sure he won't fold an ace. Come on, he's hesitating. Come on, call.
Call.
He announces a call.
Ace king.
Straight.
Oh, ace 10 of spades. Wow. Ace 10 suited. That's more of a call on the button. Too bad. Too bad, but I like my line. He hit a nice river. I thought it was nice, but it was the worst river in the deck. Oh. Alright, too bad. I can't win every hand. He didn't come back at me with a second full house, which tells you how tight they are. All right, it's really not a big deal. Our stud friend has gained confidence.
700.
3-4. I'm going to defend. One more blind to put in. It can pay off big.
Is there?
The flop is very nice.
Check.
Open-ended straight draw. A profile that c-bets a lot.
900.
I don't have a lot of offsuit 2-pair. I can have 5-7 offsuit, but I don't have 7 deuce or 5 deuce. So I'm just going to call. Come on, an ace. Oh.
Check.
Well, the deuce isn't great, but if he... He's not particularly going to keep betting his ace highs and king highs.
1400.
He bets 1,400. Wow. Actually, I've got the odds. The small risk is that occasionally he can have pocket aces, ace deuce, a pair of fives, a pair of sevens. So I'm going to fold whatever. It's a small pot. I'm not interested. It's not going to win me a huge pot if I hit my outs. There's no shame in being a coward. Alright, I'm going to tighten up a bit. I've lost a bit of momentum. I'm going to wait for it to come back. There's no such thing as a day where we win every hand all the time. It's normal to have ups and downs. This player raises my blind. I've rarely seen someone lose so many hands in a row. Alright, queen 7. I'm going to defend. That hits my range there. Against other profiles, I could have even led.
Check round.
Here I feel like stealing the pot. Even if he doesn't fold much, if he really has ace high, it's hard for him to call. He calls quite quickly. I think I could bet small on the river as a bluff. Oh, the queen, that changes things. So I can value bet a bit comfortably. I'm going to bet really small to get called. Wow, he's got top 2. I snap called my 1/4 pot bet. He's a bit traumatized by the earlier hands. He didn't dare to raise even though he's got 2 pair. He didn't even hesitate. He thought I hit another straight.
I'm from. As far as you could be, you'll still be in the building.
There's a new player who just came in to the right of the button. Something tells me he doesn't seem too dangerous either.
Another player, yeah.
Better. 700.
You played full stack?
Show me. Oh, okay, he has
Thank
the
you.
starting stack. All right, here I've got a nice hand that can get people into trouble. That's what I'm looking for. My friend in the big blind who's a bit tilted defends.
Certinuity, sir. Copy. Certinuity.
All right, I have position on both players.
142. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow, there's a 6 and a deuce of diamonds. The queen isn't as good, but I'm playing quite a few backdoors. I think if he checks, I can stab here. I can bet once. He bet 700, really small. Is it a good move to raise here? I'm gonna make him fold a ton if he hasn't hit.
22.
Raise 22.
It's good to raise here, and it's a bluff where I'll be able to continue on quite a few cards. I think even if he has ace, king, pocket jacks and all, he can fold. He's going to fold a bit too much. That's the advantage of being in position. Alright, he folds, that's good. Perfect.
You was wondering what all the cameras are for. They're here to watch me.
I don't understand everything with his
Follow me, my
accent,
first
but this
main event.
player's pretty funny.
You can look at my
Great
chassis and
atmosphere.
tell why they're following me. I've lit it up for. I think it's pretty cool. It's the
Yeah,
first
it is
time they've
cool.
ever had this stuff,
Yeah, it is.
and it's made everything like a million times better.
Or
It's-
just buying in.
It's only going to get better too. Buying in, moving tables,
King
you get
jack
more
under the
entry.
gun, I'm gonna
Mhm.
open
It's
this
beautiful.
hand.
700.
Raise 700.
Yeah, it's beautiful, really.
He calls me again. He really hasn't folded a lot of hands. Luckily for him, we're very, very deep.
I put 200. you
He's
give me
already
5.
lost almost half his stack. And the big blind has a somewhat similar profile. He's been calling a lot. This isn't a very nice flop. I'm not going to be able to see bet four-way. Alright, everyone checks. Jack. Yeah, no. This player in the small blind, I need to observe him closely since he hasn't been at the table for long.
2000.
He bets pretty big. He must really have hit this flop. Snap call on my right. It's an easy fold. I'm still gonna watch the hand though, I'm interested. Wow, the spade. Well, there are quite a few flush draws with the player on my right who bets quite quickly.
Tommy.
Good call.
He bluffed with 8-10. Wow, 6-3 straight. Huge. That hand helped me though. I saw that the player on my right bluffs. He bet quickly. He put his hands under the table. These are important tells for later. Alright, battle of the blinds. I'm going to limp with an ace. Against a young American player who seems competent, I don't particularly want to deviate too much.
Raise
So
11.
here, limp calling is fairly standard. This deep, I'm not sure he's particularly isolating with trash. From time to time he can have garbage hands, and my ace high is also often good. Plus I've got the ace of spades. I'm playing
600.
backdoors here. Here I've got an easy call. I can't really tell who has more fours between him and me. It's deep, it's hard to know, but in any case, this turn isn't nice. Then again, there are two flush draws. There he stops, he can give up a bit. The river is nice though. I don't think betting accomplishes much. I could bet really small. Yeah, there we go. Ace high is often good. He also has ace high. We're chopping.
Down 2 proposal.
He seems like a value-oriented player, capable of
Extra
thin
chip,
value
free
betting.
pardon.
And he's typically the young American player who can go for thin value, but who isn't going to bluff much and who doesn't make sick bluffs. So yeah, he isolated with ace-8 purely for value. I'm going to open with 6-3 of hearts. Normally I'm a bit too far back to open this hand, but the table isn't really aggressive, so I'm not going to get 3-bet often.
Raise 700.
There's this player who's capable of 3-betting, but the rest haven't 3-bet once. The player in the big blind seems to understand the game. He's playing well, but he's not too dangerous either. He doesn't defend. Alright, heads up against my stud friend. Alright, I made a pair, not bad. I'm probably going to check here. It's standard to check here. He has a slight range advantage on the button relative to the flop. He also checks. Here on the 7 of spades, I'm just going to check. I don't have much reason to bet here. I can check call comfortably. I have a gut shot too. He can bet quite a few draws.
Down 100.
The 4 of clubs. That completes the flush. It's not the best card, but then again, he can have hands like King Jack, Jack Queen.
Right? Always.
Still, he bets 2,900. I don't know if he's capable of value betting this thin. He checked back the flop and then he bet, so he pair of 7s. Typically, I don't see many hands that he'd be able to value bet after checking back the flop. If he had ace 10, he would have bet on the flop. And I'm not sure that if he has a hand like king 9 suited, he's particularly going to value bet on the river. But then again, I don't see him bluffing much. He can also have flushes. Yeah, he can have flushes. There are too many hands that beat me. I'm going to observe him a bit, but I think he's got it. Yeah, I think he's got it. I didn't have to open this hand, really. It might be deviating a bit too much. It might be a bit too loose. Alright, I'm going to fold. I'm going to tank a bit though, because I want to scare him a bit. I don't want him to start bluffing me too much and to get too confident. He's won 1 or 2 hands against me since we got back from the break. And I want his heart to beat fast. Alright, that pot is yours. It's a small pot, it's really not a big deal. I need to be really disciplined with my opens. I think I could have opened 6-4 of hearts.
Nine, right?
I'm going to tighten up a bit.
And even though it's probably only the first bullet.
It's important to have fun at the table too. I often play better when I'm having fun, when I have a friendly table. Here, all the players around me are really nice. 9-10 off. We're in a battle of the blinds again. They don't really dare raise our blinds. I'd say we're the most dangerous players at the table. Here I can lead.
300. 3.
Small lead, he's going to fold a lot. I've got a nice hand to do it, because there are a lot of turns that will improve my hand and that will allow me to continue on the turn.
Oh, sorry.
I hope it's good.
Not that one though. So I'm going to check. He's often going to have a 6. He can have backdoor draws himself, but having the 9 of clubs kind of blocks some of his backdoors. Yeah, no, I'm going to fold. There's no shame. He occasionally has a lone jack in his hand. Whatever, it's a very small pot. I've got 10 high in the muck. Well played, that's yours. What matters is winning the big pots mainly. As for the small ones, we grind a lot of them and every now and then we lose a few. That's not a big deal. All right, I'm gonna open this from the hijack.
700.
7.
All right, my friend defends, that's fine by me. He only has about 23,000 left, something like that. He really got ground down in a crazy way. He's playing way too many hands and too passively. He doesn't fold enough. This is a flop that favors my range. He's going to fold here. Well, he never folds on the flop.
600.
All right, a small bet, that should do it. There's no reason for him to have hit this flop again. Wow, he calls. He never folds. Come on, give me a spade or a jack. A jack of spades, boom. Wow, amazing, the jack. I've got the straight. I'm hitting quite a bit against him actually. I'm hesitating to check back. It doesn't accomplish that much against him. He calls too much. I have to bet. He calls way too much.
21.
He calls way too much. I need to get value from my hand. Wow, he calls again. He could have hands like King X of hearts. That's a nice card. What's the best sizing to get him to call? He called twice. I want to get called by 2 pair. His hands like King Jack, 10 Jack. I can bet quite big against him.
55.
He's quite a calling station. I know he folds. He probably had a pair plus a flush draw. He called, and folded. Every time on the river he folds. He got ground down or he mucked. He lost without seeing a showdown. Not a very pleasant main event for him.
Not the most pleasant spot indeed. Except for you, Dav. You're clearly driving your opponents crazy at the start of this main event with those big draws hitting, relentless aggression, and a stack that just keeps growing. We're barely into the second level of the tournament, and you're already about to cross the 100,000 chip mark. That's more than 320 big blinds to keep ruling over the biggest tournament in the world, starting in the next episode of Inside the Mind of a Pro.